So another day, another food truck job. All summer's gonna be like this, where I'm pretty much not in the restaurant, and I'm out on the truck doing these jobs while service is running inside, and then we got catering in between all that as well. But I gotta do a bunch of chores, is what I call them. I gotta pay our state taxes, our business tax, which takes a little bit of time. I gotta catch up on the books. I gotta balance them, and I got to do payroll. So those are all like computer work chores. So I got here a little bit early, and after that's done, then I can rock and roll on the prep here, and then I'll get some help. Everybody's gonna come until a little bit later. So I got kind of a boring morning, but I got a coffee, and I'm set to go. Ready to sit down at the computer and just crank away. This is the stuff that makes the business work and run. Although I'm not looking forward to it, that's why I call them chores. It's time to get this done and then move around a bit. So just to give a little insight on a little bit more of like my day, the bane of my existence, the thing that's just the biggest blessing and the biggest pain is the time at my computer and writing quotes. This year is crazy. It's unlike any other year, and I'm sure the business is just growing. But also, we thought that last year would be the breakout year from COVID, where people are like doing their parties again and they're throwing big events. And there was a little bit of that last year, but it's really actually happening this year in 2023. And it's so overwhelming that, I'll look at my phone and I have 128 emails, and those are the ones that I've already gone through and got rid of like the garbage ones. And those are all like legit ones that I have to respond to. And right now I'm going through something where it's just like a really stress thing, to where sometimes we can't take a party of 15 or a party of 30 or a party of 60. We just can't do that. There's just too much. So I feel the need to respond to each person personally. It's really hard when I can't, because then there's like a little bit of backlash. Then there's like people that are like really upset with you, and there's people that are like, I've been reaching out to you and I've been reaching out to you, and even just sifting through them, it's really a full-time job on its own. I always tell like my wife, or I tell the people in the kitchen, like, I got to sit at the computer, and it's literally something I could do for 8 hours a day and not catch up. So I know that that's a growing pain, and that will have to be addressed in the future. But I kind of wanted to walk you through like how I write a quote, and all that. So I'll face the computer screen here. So like we have our proposal number, and then these are all the details I copy and paste to keep track of everything. But then you have your name and all your information here, and first I just plug that in. And then like we build a menu, and this goes back and forth. Once I submit a quote to them, that's the hardest part. Then it's just editing it. And sometimes we'll go back and we'll edit it, 3, 4, 5, 6 times. Sometimes people are just wanting to jump on it right away. Coordinating it, I love doing it, especially in the off season, in the summer. Putting together all these things, it's just crazy. A lot of the overflow will go into my even my text messaging, and I have all these quotes to write. I have all these quotes to sift through. And so a lot of times I'll just squeeze 5 in, squeeze 6 in, or I'll be up at night on my phone preparing quotes so the next morning I can go in and knock like 10 out quickly. But right now, that's probably one of the most important things I'm doing. If I'm not operating, or I'm not on the truck, or I'm not prepping, I'm writing quotes. And it's just quotes. And sometimes I'm a little crybaby about it. I'm like, I gotta sit down and write quotes. But I mean, I have to. We're lining up work all the way. It's May. We're lining up work for September and October already. Midsummer, we're gonna start, hitting up some Christmas parties. So it's one of the most important things that I do, is lining up the work. And it's the majority of things that I do. But I just kind of wanted to include that because this vlog is kind of about Tiki Terrace Restaurant and the Hawaiian food truck and the catering and the banquets, and that is a huge aspect of it that I'm not going to sit there and really film. So I gave you a little sob story. Maybe you feel sorry for me, but I mean, it's the only pace I've known, and I do love doing it. but in the moment it can be overwhelming, and like I said, I become a little crybaby about it all the time. I truly do love doing it. I'm just having growing pains where I really need the help. So yeah, that's a little insight to that aspect of the business. And wah. All right, I got done paying my taxes. I got kind of lost in the quotes. Finalized three big ones, and I responded to a good number of people so they don't kill me. And I'm gonna move on to placing my food orders. Placing the food orders is vital for me to do, or anybody who's operating the kitchen, because it really, especially when I'm not here and I'm on the truck all the time, it's really one of the best ways to kind of just be in the know what's going on in the kitchen. I know what stock we're going through, I know what we use a lot, and ordering is tricky. You really got to be tied in with everything, because I have to look at the next 2 weeks events, and I got to create a list in order to place the order. And then I order from 3 different distributors. So what I'll do is I'll go on my phone and I just open all 3 apps, and then prices kind of fluctuate on things like pork shoulder and like the flours. I mean, there's just things where the price kind of changes. So I'll just look and see who has the best price, and look at my charts, look at my events, and then I just order away. And I do that early, so if I forgot something, I can always go back and add it on that order. And then at the same time, I build the Restaurant Depot list. We go to Depot a lot, probably more than I like, but it's so close and the prices are so good, and it's perfect for like running and getting last minute things. So I'm gonna place my food orders, I'm gonna push off the payroll, and then I'm just gonna do the easy stuff. You know, I'm gonna do the easy stuff like packing the truck, prepping some food, things like that. I'm still here alone, but I like prepping food when I'm here alone. It's relaxing, and so I'm gonna get to it. So I am on my way to Restaurant Depot, and I swear we are at Restaurant Depot so many times a week because it's used as this filler spot. You know, we get our food from like 4 or 5 different distributors that drop off food, but you just can't avoid it. We might have a heavier week where people are just buying the same thing, and so we're always just running out of stuff. And Restaurant Depot is so close, and the prices are so good. And I used to hate coming to Restaurant Depot. Like with a passion, I would hate coming to Restaurant Depot because it like symbolized like, you know, like, oh, we're not taking inventory right, and I always had so much to do. But you know, I've kind of this past year structured things differently, and you know, I'm doing more of just inventory and making lists and charting, and then I have you know, employees that will be doing all the stuff, whereas in years back I did everything. So now that I have people doing the prep, I don't mind as much because it's just more accepted that like this is part of my job. This is kind of what I do. I go to Restaurant Depot. I'm the one going and picking up that, and I really don't mind. Like I said, in years past I did, but now it's part of my job. It's what I do, because I have people doing all that stuff that I used to do. So here I am at Depot. First time today, hopefully the only time today. And it's not that big of a list. Our scale broke. Got to get a scale so we can measure out that calamari and those fries. And just a couple little odds and ends. Yeah, some people like going to the mall. Some people like going where they go, but like, I actually enjoy this. This is my favorite aisle. I like equipping my people, so. But we're just, you know, always going through this stuff. Those guys, they just tell me what they need. They're always texting when I'm in line, of course. But I can come here for fun, not just for work. I love restaurant equipment supplies. Love it. We used to not have a walk-in cooler and freezer. And that was a pain. But now that we have a walk-in cooler and a walk-in freezer, it totally changes the way that we do everything. Like the spring mix did not look good in there. It just didn't look too good, so I took a pass. We'd have to go somewhere else when we didn't have a walk-in, but now we're always buying our backup. So we always, you know, first in, first out. They say FIFO in the industry. So we're always buying the, you know, we're always buying the back stock. So the spring mix didn't look good. I left it there. Don't have to rush around to get it. I'll just come back. They get it in every day. So walk-in cooler, walk-in freezer changes life.